What if I tell you that in the next 30 days you can start a $19,000 per month agency? And by the way, ये कोई clickbait नहीं है. Whatever I am telling you is 100% practically possible. क्यों? Because I have tested this out myself in my own agency. Now 99% of these young agency owners, you know why they fail? Because they don't focus on this one thing. So this is your golden opportunity. Take the benefit and use this thing in your agency. So what is this one aspect that I am referring to? It is none other than how to give proper demos. And here is a head start before you jump into the video. Somewhere in the middle of the video, I have made sure that I am giving away my complete demo script for free. So make sure that you watch the video till the very end and make notes and put it to use. Now, we both know कि demo कितना important है. There are million different reasons जिनकी वजह से probably sales demos become so important or hold so much of importance in any service-based business. But like here are top 3 reasons which I feel makes sales demos the most crucial part of any service-based business. Number 1, it is the only segment in an agency which earns. So if you see practically, और कौन सा पार्ट है एजेंसी में जहाँ पर you actually end up earning? You take outreaching, you talk about lead generation, you talk about giving services to client, you talk about finding contractors, you talk about finding freelancers, you talk about building agency websites. Any aspect of your agency you pick up. किसी भी aspect में you're not actually earning money, or you are not having money credited to your account except for this sales demo part. So this makes demos the most important segment in any agency or service-based business. Number 1, so you need to make sure that you are polishing your demos at point. Number 2, now, if you see this, demos are a form of advertisement of your agency or of your business to the world. But when it comes to giving demos, you are technically advertising your own business, right? You're talking about it. You are making the person like feel interested in that business. So technically you are advertising. So that is why like this is the stage where you get to organically advertise. You get to organically talk about your business to the leads who are actually like interested in the business or interested in your work and probably will end up paying you money even. So this is your chance, this where you can actually advertise and convert those leads into paying clients. And lastly, यही एक time होता है during the entire journey of a lead from like being a cold lead to a consumer or to a customer to you. Or this is the only time that you get to understand your client's problem. This is the only time where client and you both get to understand each other. Number 1. Number 2, you both get to understand एक दूसरे का problem कि ये चीजें हैं. Once you get onboarded with us, these are the problems that we need to solve for you. So this is where like point of communication, point of contact gets more deepened on these sales demo calls, and hence like these are the top 2 to 3 different reasons because of which sales demo calls become so crucial aspect of the agency. So now you agree with me कि हाँ, agency demo calls are so important. You need to like make these as polished as possible. But what about the most common mistakes that I see 98% of the agency owners doing today? So the thing is this, abhi these mistakes, they end up just ruining your demo. Not only ruining your demo, it ends up killing your chance to close the client. So I on a daily basis rectify my own agency launchpad students errors, which I have tried and covered in this video. Now the first biggest mistake that you guys are making is talking too much on demo calls. You talk so much, you try to fit in जितना ज़्यादा information हम दे सकते हैं हम इस कॉल पर दे ही दें आज. अब यहाँ पर ये क्लाइंट आ गया है. Now my goal is to convince him. Now my goal is to sell him जितना मैं बेच सकता हूँ. But that is not the scenario. You need to understand this कि उससे बात करने दो please. Because the more you let सामने वाला talk, the more points you get to retrace back and sell him on. So that is why, and just to give you an idea, it should be 75 to 80% of your client talking, whereas 25 to 20% of only you talking. And moreover, the first, I would say 60% of the demo, the first, more than first half, major talking party should be your client over here. Okay, so make sure that you are not talking too much. You will get time to convey your things. You will get time to talk about how good your agency is. So don't just sway out and start talking pehle hi aate. Listen to them, understand their problem, and then go deep into how you can solve. Now, the second point that we have is you put in too much information in your presentations. This applies to only those people who are using presentations. In case if you're not using, I would definitely recommend एक कोई भी presentation बना लो आप लोग, which you would be using on these demo calls. So why I say you should be having a presentation to showcase is basically because you would not only be convincing the client from talking, it would also be a visual communication happening when he is seeing something on the screen. Okay, over here you get an upper hand. By the way, not only I am just telling you something, because spoken things are not taken into consideration too deeply. So over here you have some deck, some presentation to show. Client feels a bit more safe and he considers you to be a bit more credible. But now if you are using a demo presentation already, then please cut down on the amount of information that you are carrying in that presentation. Like I was on a call with a Launchpad student and he showed me his presentation that Akash, this is the presentation which I'm going to use for my clients. And he was having so much of data over there in that presentation of his. We ended up decluttering his presentation. We ended up cutting his presentation down by 80-85%. Yes. Presentation should only be conveying those key pointers. अगर पूरी स्क्रिप्ट ही लिख डाली है प्रेजेंटेशन में, it's better that you send that presentation to a client and just with a mail saying, please read this and get convinced. That doesn't make sense, right? Your presentation should only be having key pointers wherein just to give you a starting point to talk. So bullet points आपने लिख लिए presentation में, and try having only 20% or like 20 to 30% of the text in your presentation, and rest try to have more of a graphical presentation or imagery used in the presentation. Okay. Then the third thing is, okay, this is deep actually. You guys always, again, this is what I have been seeing so far. I have so many agency friends जिनके demo पे I sit at times, and I see them just doing formality when it comes to asking questions, when it comes to trying to understand their problems, because I am guessing every other person who is in the service-based business and goes on a demo call, what you would be doing for the first 3-4 minutes, you guys would be trying to understand their problem. Now I can guarantee you this, like 95% people out there are just doing this for the formality sake, कि बस हाँ किसी तरीके हम आपको ये दिखा देते हैं कि I care about you so much. That is not the scenario. You guys come out to be as कि I'm just understanding this for the sake of, so I get now to speak. अब मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा कि मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. That is not the scenario. It looks so ugly. You need to be genuinely involved in the process. And like when I say process, it's the point where you are understanding clients' problems, his pain points, what they are suffering, where you would be a great fit for them, or in what core aspect you can play a vital role. So if you are not genuinely trying to understand their problems, then I can assure you that kahin na kahin client would feel that, and your goal should be to make him feel comfortable. That is what I do on demo calls. I try to make them feel comfortable. How do I do that? By genuinely being interested in their problems. By genuinely showing care towards, okay, let's figure out and let's see how I can be of help to you. So this is what you should be doing instead of just doing the formality of, so what are the major problems that you are facing? That is the most typical question that we ask on all these sales demo calls. So the next problem that the mistake that we have, that you guys have been doing and you need to rectify, is having constant fear. भाई कितना डर लगता है तुम लोगों को डेमो कॉल पे जाते हुए. You guys have this fear back in your mind. What if this client doesn't get converted? What if this client doesn't end up paying me? What if this client ends up saying, no, I am not interested in working with you? So what? कुछ नहीं होने वाला. आप एक डेमो कॉल पे गए, आप दूसरे डेमो कॉल पे जाओगे, और अगर दूसरे वाले ने नहीं बोला तो आप तीसरे पे जाओगे. You will end up closing clients if you are serious about your growth. You need to basically make your mind understand this. कि भाई कुछ नहीं होने वाला. He won't start firing you. He won't like freaking slap you out of the screen. nothing will happen. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा? He'll just say, I'm not interested in working. और क्या होगा? You will go to another demo call. So chill. It's okay to fail. It's okay if the client ends up saying no to me. I am just going on a demo call to tell him how good I am. That is all. Number one. Number two, like let's say if this is your first demo call or this is your like first few demos that you have given and you're still having that fear, I am telling you, you are going to fail, my friend, and it's okay. It's completely fine. You already know the end result, that you're going to fail, that you are going to have a bad demo. Now feel at peace, be at ease कि कोई बात नहीं, खराब होने वाला है. So it's better you go out confidently. Even if you like, now you know that it's already going to be bad, या फिर I probably might end up ruining that demo. Give your best over there because you already know convert तो होने नहीं वाला. It's better I practice. It's better I give my best and see मैं कहाँ पे गलत जा रहा था so that I can improve in the next demo. This is the ritual that I have in my team. Whoever gets onboarded as a sales closer for us, we tell them for the first 5 demos, you are allowed to ruin those. And when I say ruin, I don't mean you end up freaking abusing the person on the demo. I just mean that you are allowed to make mistakes in those demo call. You don't have any pressure to convert them. So you need to sell yourself also on these points. It's okay. पहले 5 demos नहीं भी convert होने वाले. It's okay. उसके बाद होगा. Why? Because in those last 5 demos, you have learned something. And those things, you will only know that this is what I need to improve in my 6th demo. So that is why it's okay. Don't have this constant fear running in your subconscious mind कि I need to do it. I need to crack it. कुछ नहीं होने वाला. कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Nothing is going to go wrong, trust me. And lastly, a very regular common mistake that we have is you guys make things complex on those demo calls. जिसकी वजह से क्या होता है, क्लाइंट को पहली चीज समझ नहीं आता, दूसरी चीज he ends up concluding कि इन्हें कुछ नहीं आता, the agency. So this is where problem gets more problematic. You are trying to convey things in a complex manner. Clients don't feel that you are an expert. Why? Because in the first place, they never understood what you're trying to explain. So whatever you're trying to explain, keep this, or rather I would say, जो भी आप लोग अपने डेमो प्रेजेंटेशन में चीजें डाल रहे हो, try explaining things to your clients on the demo call as you are explaining it to a 5th grader. If you can do that job well, I am telling you 90% of the job is done because you have conveyed the things in such a easy manner, in such a like digestible manner that client feels okay, this was a cakewalk. मुझे सब चीजें समझ आ गई हैं. I have a 100% clarity and I can proceed with this agency. So this is where you need to understand, you need to stop making this mistake of making things complex. And lastly, if you are new to this space of giving demos, this is the mistake that you guys do. You directly hop on demos without ever practicing. My first demo call, you won't believe, I practiced near about 7 to 8 times. जिसमें से 2-3 बार I practiced with my sister. One time I called my dad at night, and one time I took my mother also on a G-Meet कि हाँ आपको मैं करके दिखाता हूँ, so that I can practice. This is where I was killing my fear to talk on video calls. This is where I was killing my fear of how to talk to another human who is sitting in front of that other screen. So try doing these things, try implementing and rectifying the things that I have told you. And so abhi you guys understand what are the biggest mistakes that you need to avoid at any given cost in your demos while giving your presentations to the potential leads. Now when it comes to the exact strategy that we have been implementing at my agency Onward, like I won't beat around the bush. We are first of all structuring the entire demo in a fashion that the user should be taken on a journey from point A to point B. The point B being he should be convinced by the end of the demo himself that okay, Onward is the agency for me. अगर Onward नहीं है तो मेरे लिए कोई काम नहीं कर सकता. So that is the kind of convincing that our demos, our presentation decks do. So I'm going to give you like a structure that we have been following, that I have prepared for my agency, that you guys can exactly replicate for yours. It's called ADA. Now I have honestly used ADA in everything when it comes to building my agency. Right from outreaching messages to talking on demos to my presentation decks, everything runs around AIDA. So by the way, for all those guys who are not from the space of marketing, AIDA is, the spell of AIDA is AIDA, and AIDA stands for A is attention, I is interest, D is desire, and last A is action. Now, just to give you an idea, I have just jotted down a few points over here which I would be referring. So, beech mein if I look down, please bura mat manna. So, let's get started. Let's go into this. Number one is attention. Now, when it comes to attention, just imagine what would be those things that would increase the attention or that would keep the attention of your potential leads on the call more. Things that you might include in the first half to keep the attention is basically showing the brands who you have worked with. So that is one of the best way. Why? Because it's obvious. If we are on a call and you happen to be the person giving me the demo and I am the potential lead, and when you say to me ki, okay, these are the brands that we have worked with, like start of the call, like obviously those brands would be resonating with me. Either they might be my competitors or close to my brand, right? Or my niche. So basically what happens when you say this, there is an immediate attention that you have grabbed of mine. Why? Because now I know that, okay, this agency or these guys have worked with these brands, so they might be helpful to me also. Let me listen to them properly. This is where attention gets ticked off. Then we move down to the interest part. Now, again, put yourself in the shoes of the client and think, किस तरीके से you can skyrocket their interest in you, number one. Secondly, in this 25 minutes demo call. So the best way to do that is how I do is basically, first of all, when you talk or when you ask the opposite party about their pain, about where they are feeling stuck, they feel that, okay, I am being given a space to talk. So this is where they feel comfortable and they are more interested in keeping the conversation going. What you should be doing over here, talk about, or rather ask their problems. In the second phase of your demo, ask about their problems, and once you have those set of problems, we would be dissecting their problems, we would be trying to solve their problems in this duration of demo. But immediately after that, you should bring out a demo slide which indicates or which showcases what are the biggest problems that brands or that clients in that same space suffer. And by the way, whatever I am referring to over here is keeping in mind that you are running a niche agency and it's not a regular e-commerce agency serving बहुत सारे अलग-अलग genre के clients. So yeah, coming down, when you showcase that client, okay, these are the problems that we think or our clients have mostly faced, then that person feels, okay, now this agency also understands what are the common problems that we people in this space, in this niche suffer. So now I am more interested towards listening, how can you solve this, my friend? So this is where the I gets ticked. Then comes the desire. Now, again, we would be putting ourselves in the shoes of that potential lead. How can I increase the desire of that lead? Or best way is to visually walk the lead through your process. That is what I have experimented and this works the best. When you give that lead a visual walkthrough या फिर an idea wherein you are virtually taking him through कि आपके साथ step 1 में ये होगा, जब आप on board हो गए हमारे साथ, step 2 में ये होगा, हम ऐसे ऐसे फॉर्म्स भरवा लेंगे, ऐसे ऐसे काम शुरू होगा, this is how you would be getting results. Now I am basically on the call experiencing with you that how my entire future is going to look like with you. And moreover, in that steps, I'm sure you won't be saying step 3 down the line is तरीके से हमें नहीं पता like if we would be getting results for you or not. You would be saying that in this stage we would start scaling your brand. In this stage we would start getting you more results. Now client can see light at the end of the tunnel. So he has more desire to work with you. Again, all these are little psychological things I have just experimented over a period of now 1.5 years, which you can take, grab, run away and utilize in your agency. So please don't waste these things. Then lastly comes action. Now I don't need to tell you what action is. You basically taking them on the price page, and lastly just convincing them that okay, this is the point, these are the charges, now let's get started. How, if you are having different packages, how different packages work around. So I hope this was useful for you, and you can take some value out of this video and utilize it in your own agency. And moreover, what I'll do is I'll ask my team to put a link of a sample deck or a sample presentation, how it should be looking, so you can get a better idea and utilize that. So the link of that sample presentation would be in the video description below. And moreover, if you are looking out to start your very own like a remote agency, I have prepared an in-depth video training for I guess 2.5-3 hours. So again, the link for that training would be in the link below. So feel free to watch that, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Have a great day ahead. Cheers.